always lived with just my mom, as my parents split when I was quite young. So I had, and still have, a close bond to my mom. Naturally, I wanted to ensure no one hurt her or messed her about in any way. My mom had been single for some years now. I don't think she was necessarily looking for love or anything like that. She was quite happy with her life. Cue Slimeball. He was around 15 years younger than her, and was a walking stereotype for nerd. Now, I must stress there is nothing wrong with being a nerd, but it may help paint a picture. Slimeball was tall, very skinny, with quite large front teeth, small glasses, and only seemed to have 2 different shirts he would ever wear. He was a math teacher, lived at home with his parents, and was very into Star Trek and model trains. Slimeball tried on several occasions to ask my mom out. She turned him down several times, but after a month or so, she gave in. They dated for several months before he came over and hung out with me. I wanted my mom to be happy, and this guy did seem to make her happy. But I always felt there was something off about him. That gut instinct type of feel, you know? At the time, I did try and voice this to my mom, but she brushed it off. And plus, I was still quite young, so I didn't think she took me seriously. I will spare you the details, but they carried on their relationship for the next 4 to 5 years or so. Now, I was 16, 17, and much more grown up. I've also learned a lot of technological skills. This is important for later. So, their relationship was overall fairly good, but I still had this underlying uneasy feeling about him. His behavior was becoming worse and worse, and I was pissed off by him. And my mom was fed up too. I don't think she wanted to accept he was a worthless creep who wouldn't amount to anything, as she already put years of her life into the relationship. I felt Slimeball had a dirty secret, gut instinct, and so I wanted to find out what he was hiding. The revenge. Now, Slimeball had a fairly set routine when he would stay at our house. He would play video games in my mom's bedroom in the evening and then pause to have a bath. So one night, when he went to take his bath, I decided to look at his laptop quickly. He left it unlocked. What I saw on the screen was pretty much the standard. Google Chrome open with an Amazon shopping tab, Facebook, a game walkthrough guide, a YouTube video walkthrough, and a sex chat site. Wait, a sex chat site? I quickly decided to click on the tab and see what it is. Maybe it's just a pop-up or something like that, right? Wrong. Slimeball had been chatting to multiple people online in very sexual, explicit messages. Bingo. I told my mom exactly what I had seen. Being slightly older now, she believed me and went and checked for herself. She came back downstairs and had a look on her face I had never seen before. A look of silent rage, with also a plotting type of look. Rather than confront him then and there, she wanted to catch him completely red-handed and asked if I could help. I, of course, agreed. I had a fair bit of knowledge around routers and computer equipment. So the first thing I did was enter the advanced setting of our home router and block any web pages containing the words sex, porn, etc. You get the gist. The next night, Slimeball is at our house and I'm in my room on my laptop. Slimeball comes into my room and says, "I think the internet is broken." Cue my terrible poker face. "Oh really? It's working for me." "Yeah, I can't get on Amazon." I quickly loaded my browser and opened Amazon and turned the screen to show him. "It's working for me." "Oh, well, Facebook wasn't working either." Again, I loaded up my Facebook and showed him that it's working. "Huh, I don't know." He slimes away, and I sit there with a smug look on my face as I secretly text my mom that he's searching for porn. Stage 1, complete. Stage 2 was a bit more intrusive. I decided that to catch him red-handed, I would need digital evidence of his infidelity. So one night when he was taking his nightly bath, I installed a parental monitoring software on his laptop. It was completely hidden from his computer, so he had no idea that I had done it. From my laptop, I was able to choose when I was notified of certain events. I selected notifications for when any kind of pornographic or sex chat website was searched or loaded up. To my surprise, within a few minutes of him getting back to his laptop, he was back to searching sex, porn, and even how to unblock porn. I was laughing. He didn't seem to suspect a thing. The hardest thing was keeping a normal attitude around him when secretly I wanted to get him out of my house. The downside to the software was that I couldn't get screen grabs of what he was looking at. So, to remedy this, I took screenshots of his computer the next time he took a bath. Turns out, this slimeball had been speaking and flirting to other coworkers through Facebook as well as hanging out in chat rooms. After a week or so, I had enough evidence on my laptop that I sat down with my mom one afternoon and showed her everything. She was visibly upset, but I think it was mainly because of the years she wasted with him, and the fact that she didn't believe me at the start all those years ago. She said she was going to break up with him when he came over that night, and asked if I could hide in my room or something. I offered just to take a walk down the street, so I would be near enough if she needed help. When Slimeball arrived that night, expecting dinner, he instead was met with a box of his things by the door. He apparently broke down and sobbed and begged my mom to give him another chance, but she had made up her mind. I came back to the house just as he was winding down his sobs, which was kind of satisfying to see, and he said to me, "Oh, I guess I'll see you around." I think I replied with something like, "Hopefully not, don't come near my mom again." Over the next few days or so, he kept trying to weasel his way back with my mom, but she was firm in her answer every time, and eventually he gave up. Now, if you think that I'm an a-hole for causing my mom's relationship to break down, there is a happy ending to this story. A year or so later, my mom was at her desk at work on a popular business networking site when she received a message from a guy she dated and was actually engaged to before she had me. They had only split because he went and joined the army and they lost touch. They went and got lunch a couple of days after that, and fast forward to today. They've been happily married for almost 3 years and both live together. I moved out around 5 years ago. If you like this story, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We are on YouTube at Comedy Juice TV and Facebook at Comedy Juice. We also have live stand-up shows almost every night of the week. Past guests have included Tiffany Haddish, Jerry Seinfeld, Anthony Jeselnik, Dave Chappelle, and more. For a full calendar, go to comedyjuice.com.